All right, so move on to the next segment. I'll be sharing my thoughts on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander winning his first MVP award. So, SGA has won his first MVP award of his young NBA career. I hope this is the start of things to come for this young, talented player that the Oklahoma City Thunder basically finessed from the Los Angeles Clippers years ago with that huge Paul George trade. And it's paid off with a lot of first round picks. They got SGA in the trade, and SGA is now one of the best players that the NBA has to offer. But I will be getting into who I do believe should have won the NBA award rightfully. But as I digress, I will say that SGA is the third player overall in Oklahoma City Thunder franchise history to win an MVP award. And that's pretty impressive from them switching over from the Seattle Supersonics in the late 2000s in that decade alone, transitioning to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have produced three MVPs, that being Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and now SGA. So that's a huge achievement for the Oklahoma City Thunder as a franchise alone. But also, SGA becomes the first Canadian player to win the MVP award since Steve Nash in 2006. So it shows that the league is transitioning to a lot of outside talent, outside the states, that the league has to offer talent-wise. We got SGA, we got Giannis, we got Nikola Jokic, we got Luka Doncic. The list goes on, and Victor Wembanyama. The list goes on and on of talented players that are hail across the world that are outside the state. So we are moving into a global transition in the NBA where these outside players for outside the states are starting to take over the league. And I think that's for the better to globalize the game of basketball. But let's stay on track here. My thoughts on SGA winning the MVP award. I think there was a player that was snubbed here, and his name is Nikola Jokic. Was Nikola Jokic snubbed from the MVP award this year? Yes, I do believe that Nikola Jokic was snubbed from the MVP award this year. I think he should have won another MVP award to put in his trophy case. And yes, I understand that SGA had a phenomenal season, but these NBA voters, what the hell are we looking at? How do 42 voters believe that SGA is more deserving of the MVP award of Nikola Jokic? Because he had 42 more votes than Nikola Jokic this year. And I feel like in sports alone, especially football, but staying on track with the NBA, I feel like the MVP award goes to which player has their team in a higher seeding position. That's what SGA had. He was the number one seed compared to Nikola Jokic, who was the fourth, fifth seed in the Western Conference this year, compared to their actual play and what they do on the court this year. Nikola Jokic averaged a triple double. He averaged 28 points per game, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. He's the first player in league history to finish top three in those respective categories, averaging a triple double. Do you know how phenomenal that is? And he's a big man. And he shot 57% from the field and finished top 10 in three-point percentage this year. And don't get me wrong, SGA won the scoring title. He averaged more points per game. But Nikola Jokic helped the Denver Nuggets have a 50-plus win season, still helping the Nuggets get a fourth or fifth seed in the Western Conference, despite his team not being 100% healthy, despite the coaching that was going on behind the scenes with Michael Malone, the bad blood that Michael Malone and the front office had. Nikola Jokic silenced it out, kept his head down, and continued to play great, phenomenal basketball, averaging a triple-double. And he's the third player in NBA history to average a triple-double per the entire NBA season with the likes of Oscar Robertson and Russell Westbrook. So it's phenomenal what Nikola Jokic has done. I just feel like this man has been snubbed of winning his fourth MVP award. He should have four of them. It should be tied with an all-time great like LeBron James for having MVPs in the prime of this man's career. I just feel like, as phenomenal as SGA was, I just feel like Nikola Jokic definitely should have got this award this year. But I really feel like, how did Nikola Jokic not win this award? And I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, the NBA playoffs played it. This is a regular season award, not playoffs. No. The regular season alone, Nikola Jokic was the better overall player. And yes, he had a better MVP year than he had last year when he won the award for the 2023-24 regular season. Nikola Jokic was across the board better than his MVP year that he had last year. So we're talking about an overall player that did more this year than his MVP year last year and could have won back-to-back NBA MVP awards. But I give credit where credit is due. I'm not saying that SGA is a scrub here. He is a phenomenal player. Like I just said in the beginning of the segment, he is one of the best players that the league has to offer. A great, phenomenal young talent. And he did do something very special. He did lead the Oklahoma City Thunder, the youngest average. The Oklahoma City Thunder, year-wise or age-wise, they are the youngest team in the league, and he assisted them to get the #1 seed in the Western Conference. That is impressive. Yes. However, like I just said, Nikola Jokic, you doing these things where your team is not 100% throughout the entire year. I'm talking about Jamal Murray was not 100% all year long. Michael Porter Jr. was not 100% all year long. There were some dysfunctional things that were going on in this franchise with the bad blood that Michael Malone had with the front office. This man literally kept his head down and grinded away a triple-double season, finishing top 3 in points, rebounds, and assists. And you don't give this man the MVP award? Is it? I mean, a scoring title is phenomenal. I am not taking that away. And averaging 32 points per game, that is great. But we're talking about somebody who SGA is a guard, a point guard alone. Nikola Jokic played the position better than he did this year. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Other than the scoring title, what are we talking about here? The scoring title and having the #1 seed in the Western Conference. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? And I know SGA had a lot of 50-point performances, but this is history right here. Nikola Jokic averaging a triple-double, joining the likes of Russell Westbrook and Oscar Robertson as players to average a triple-double in league history for a entire duration of the regular season. And everything I just said, how is that not worthy of being the most valuable player in the NBA today? I just really feel like Nikola Jokic was snubbed. But congratulations to SGA, of course. I hope this is more to come for his young NBA career, and I hope he wins more MVP awards. But I just think this year, Nikola Jokic was more deserving of SGA. And I will also give a shout out to Giannis, who finished third in the MVP rankings this year. He finished in a top 3 ballot to win the award, but it just wasn't enough because SGA's season was better and Nikola Jokic's season was better than what Giannis brought to the table this year in the NBA regular season. But those are my thoughts on Nikola Jokic being snubbed from the MVP award, and those are my overall thoughts on SGA winning his first MVP award in his NBA career.